Okay, so now that Foxtrot is running, I can switch back to the Admin Center, and we can take a look at what's happening during this live session. So again, here's your live session. Right now, the running instance of Foxtrot is session number 6. This session is also being recorded in our session history. Again, it's session number 6 here. And I can go drill down to this particular session and look at what's happening during session 6. So far we've got the application started, the application logged in. So now what were to happen if I were to start that again, but this time put in a bad password? Our Foxtrot 1 is posting the login screen. This time I'm going to put in a bad password, access denied. I'll do that 3 times, which will shut the program down. And so there's no longer a live session, but I can go into my session history, and that session's been captured. And I can go look exactly what happened during that session. So I can see here the application started. There was 3 bad login attempts. There was an alert stating that the user reached the maximum login attempts allowed, and then the application closed. So this is looking at a single session here, but if I wanted to look at all activity across the enterprise, I could switch to all items. And this would give me a linear log, all of my users' activity together, giving a global picture of what's happening. You can turn off the information events and filter it based on what you want to see. So by turning off information, which is normally the good behavior of the users, this would leave you with only the important things that you might want to be aware of, such as bad login attempts, a corrupt script project, different things of that nature. So this is the biggest difference in this Admin Center. You have the ability to view the activity, again, by workstation. So here it shows all the workstations that's ever logged any events, so I can look, see what happened there. You can say, show me what happened from a certain IP address. In this case, I've only had one machine connected to this here. You can check Windows username, who's logged into Windows, which is different than who logged into Foxtrot. So here I can see under the admin profile, this is what happened. Under the default user, this is what happened. Same thing on Windows. You can filter by different versions of Windows and browser. So it gives you a really granular way to drill down, find out what's happening. It allows you to tap in to the information so you can tie this into any of your other audit systems or report generators, things of that nature. It just gives you a real crisp, easy way to track what's happening. So as I pointed out earlier before the screen was showing, all the other views over on the left here are almost identical to the old Admin Center. This has been rebuilt on a new platform, which means all of your Foxtrot profiles are now managed in a new way internally to Foxtrot. What that means is the time it takes for you to log into your system is going to be drastically reduced. One of our biggest clients with over 200 licenses, they typically had about a 5-minute wait time for their login box to come up due to the nature of their network configuration and how they had the security protocols put in place. Now that login box comes up in about 15 seconds. So just a huge reduction in wait time there. And not to mention you get a huge amount of information about what's happening in your enterprise. All right, we're going to switch gears here. I'm going to go ahead and switch over to Foxtrot 1, and we'll point out some new features there. The first thing I want to talk about is the new edition of the Excel 2007 and Excel 2010 support. We've seen a large number of our customers moving into the Office 2007 and Office 2010 arena. Lots of organizations are upgrading to these new versions of Office, and we want to make sure that Foxtrot is ready for that. So we've started by adding Excel 2007 and 2010 support. And what that means for you is you can take those Excel files you generate with your new version of Office and pull them directly into Foxtrot. You don't have to worry about converting them to a CSV or an older version of Excel. So now Excel 2007, 2010 is available in the drop-down when you open up a database. That option will also be visible in Foxtrot LE. You do the same thing there. Now for those of you who open up that version of Excel files all the time, you can go into your preferences and set that as your default data file type. That way you don't have to go change it to Excel every time in the drop-down. So I'm going to pull up the preferences here, and if you flip over to the Data tab, you can now default this to Excel 2007, 2010. And then from that point, once that's done, when you do Open Data, you'll notice here that this automatically defaults. Now, there's probably going to be a few questions about whether or not we've added support for Access 2010. That is on our docket. It'll be coming out in a future release. So that is on our agenda.